Y'all ready to rock today?
Yeah! Bring it on!
Right on, man. All right, Tim. Love the energy. Who had a good night last night? Yeah?
Yeah. Good morning.
You guys making some good partnerships, some good connections? Right on. Good, good. It's pretty inspiring, man. Some of the stories, some of the aha moments, especially with the webinar stuff, I had some conversations and some light bulbs go on. I really think over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a new change in that leaderboard for the amount of leads and members. I really do. I see strength in a lot of the people who came up to me last night, some of the webinars. Elliot was talking to me about how just he had kids, and when we said that this is what this company is all about, giving them their family back, I could see that, and like he's going to do something special. I don't even know if he's in the room right now, but that was something that moved him, and watch out for that guy. Yeah, I could tell in that, it was nothing but like one sentence, man, but that's all you need. That's it, bro. That's seriously, that kid, having your kids, man, love it. So we're looking forward to it. I can't wait. Next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot of people, new blood coming through, and new leaders popping up, and that's what this company is all about. This guy's awesome. He's from Chile. You guys, who's got Tube Traffic Mojo? Very cool. A lot of people are doing video marketing. I highly recommend you continue down that path. Video is awesome. And this guy, he's actually been doing some PPV marketing, getting like leads under 50 cents right now. Been pretty cool. So he's going to come up here and he's going to talk about his video strategies. This guy's a total rock star, EMT member, L5 leader inside of MLSP. You guys all know him. Please stand, guys. Please stand. Heart of gold. Welcome to the MLSP stage, Mr. Mark Harbert.
Yeah!
Rocky, baby.
Woo! Rocket.
How'd you get this song, man?
What's up, guys?
Good morning.
I love this guy, man. Look at him. You guys ready?
Yeah!
No. Are you ready?
Yeah!
All right. Guys, I am so pumped to be here. Live the Dream 4. Got so many people. Wade, check out these guys from Colombia. I mean, I was talking to these guys prior to the event. They are so committed, and I'm so pumped. I mean, I see so many people out there. You guys are so committed. You know, it's interesting to me because there's so many people that have gone through this system, okay? So many. Like 80, 90,000 people. And out of active members, you know, in talking with Brian, I've heard Brian say it many times, but out of thousands and thousands and thousands of active members, look at the amount of people that are here. Is it any surprise that it's always a small percentage of people that make the decision to do something great? Each one of you guys here made a decision to be here. You paid good money. And that says something about your commitment. It says something about who you are and where you intend to go. So I applaud you guys. I'm really a product of MLSP. I started in MLSP back in January of 2009. And it wasn't, you know, a lot of you guys know my story. How many have heard my story before? Yeah? How many have not heard my story? Okay. I started in MLSP back in January of 2009. And I remember I got on my first, I got into the system. I started doing a few things. I generated a few leads. And I remember getting on a webinar, and Norbert was doing the webinar. And I remember they pulled me out for 5 seconds. And I said, thank you guys, I'm getting my first leads. And Norbert was like, awesome. I was like, I talked to Norbert, you know? So for me, to be up here right now sharing with you guys is a huge privilege for me because I've learned so much in this system. Before I really started getting results, the stuff that I was learning in MLSP, I actually had people paying me to do this stuff out of stuff I was learning in MLSP. I mean, I had people, $1 million earners in the internet marketing niche, were paying me to do work for them. It just got to a point where I had to figure out how to do it for myself because I was so used to receiving a paycheck, so used to the security of a paycheck. And there's a lot that has to go on in your mind in order to break free from that. And how many here still have a job? Okay. How many of you want out of that job? Okay. How many love their job? Okay. Yeah. But see, a lot of times we've got to get over that fear of security, in a sense of we need to be able to have that confidence to move forward, knowing that really you got to learn to believe in you. You really do. You've got to put the fear aside. One of the things that I learned early on, and it took me a while to really put it into practice, but one of the things that I learned is that successful people, they feel fear, but they do it anyway. Write that down. Learn it, live by it, and you'll go far. Successful people feel fear and do it anyway. If you came here this weekend with the intention of staying in your comfort zone, we're going to knock you the hell out of it. And that's what I hope this has done for you, is to knock you out of your comfort zone. Because you will not get anywhere if you stay in your comfort zone. Mark my words. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for being here, because you got out of your comfort zone to get here. It takes a lot, flight, all that stuff. And I know some of you here had to scrape the money together to make it happen. But see, that was getting out of your comfort zone. I see, what's your name, buddy? Shaking your head there? Rod. I see Rod shaking his head. Rod, I'm assuming you stretched to get here, didn't you? Yeah. See? Rod's going places. You hang on to that, and you keep doing that all along the way. There's still days I'm extremely uncomfortable. Getting out of bed is uncomfortable for me. But I have a 7-year-old little girl who makes sure I don't sleep in. Okay? But it is about getting uncomfortable. Success is not easy. It is easy. Let me rephrase this. It's easy, but it's very hard in our mind. Okay? And I came to a realization of this, that now I look at what I do. A lot of you guys know I'm a video marketer. I love video. But I was doing video 4 years ago. It wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I really started to, get success with it, and my business partner and I really started to, get some traction on it. But there were some things that had to happen for me up here before I could actually begin to, believe in myself enough to be able to go out there and do it with full conviction. And so I am going to share a little bit of video stuff with you today. But I want to point out one more thing before I get started here. Have you noticed kind of a theme between all the leaders that have been up here? I mean, really, how much marketing stuff have we talked about? 20%. About 20%. Bernadette, you're awesome. About 20%. You think there's a theme there? Because really, it's not so much about the house. I mean, MLSP has the house for the last 5 years. I mean, if you have the training archive, I mean, it's all in there. The hows shouldn't be an issue. The how-to-dos. Our question should always be is, number one, what strategy am I going to use? And what mental state do I need to be in to actually make those work? Okay? Because, write this down, it's not the hows, it's the hows behind the hows. Does that make sense? It's the attitude behind the how-tos. Okay? You have no idea how much your mind plays into how your success is. If you don't have it right up here, it's not going to happen here. It's not. If you want more in your life, if you want more money here, you got to have it here first. And I had to learn that. I'm like the black sheep in my family. I mean, my family they all worked a job. I mean, I had one person in my family that was an entrepreneur, was my uncle. And he owned a trash company. He owns a trash company, still does. Like the big truck containers. Everybody else had a job, worked for somebody else. And I remember when I got into my first network marketing company, and I remember going to my dad, "Dad, this is so great. This is so good. I'm going to be rich. And I remember going to my stepmom, and I was trying to sell her a water filter. This is the best water filter. You can save money every year on filtered water. She's like, and my stepmom, I love her. She's awesome. But she loves to, if she can save 5 cents, she will save 5 cents. So I had to go prepared. And I love debating her. Oh, it's so fun. We get into it. I mean, it's like, I go to visit them just to debate. It's so fun. But it's a loving debate, of course. I love her. She loves me. But we got into this huge thing about you can save money on your water. And she's like, no, it's not that. It's not good for us. I'm like, yes, it is. You got to listen to me. And to this day, we still joke about that, you know? And where am I going with this anyway? Okay, write this down. To be successful, you have to develop ADD, okay? Look, first off, I have the best business partner in the world. But did you notice yesterday while Frank was doing his presentation? I mean, he cannot get the words out fast enough. He knows that I love him. But we joke about it all the time, man. I mean, you have to, it's like ADD is like a necessity. Yeah, see? But see, what's amazing is what works so good between Frank and I. Frank is super passionate, creative, and if he's not like creating something, he's not being him, which is why you see him, bringing the guitar. I mean, he spent do you guys realize he spent 2.5 days before the event trying to put that stuff together, the amp and getting a hold of somebody on Craigslist and for 3 minutes to play his guitar. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? I mean, I'm like, dude, this is so much work. I'm riding around with him, and he's like, no, dude, it's going to be badass, bro. It's going to be badass. And I'm like,
Go.
whatever, bro, whatever. I'm like, whatever you say, man. It's like a marriage, man. I mean, it really is. Is Fernie in here? Fernie, are you here? Fernie? Okay. Well, anyway, for the No Excuses Summit, they were wanting to make us, put us on the panel. And they put us down as Mark and Frank Marino. And I'm like, are you serious? I mean, we branded ourselves, but not that branding, So I'm like, anyway, I'm incredibly grateful for my partner, man. He's awesome. And that is one of the things that I tell you right now. If you leave this weekend and you do not have somebody as a workout partner, you got to find one. You got to find one. It is essential to your success. So essential. This is the perfect place to find somebody. The perfect place. So make sure that you connect with somebody that's as passionate as you are about moving forward. And you don't have to be the exact same and everything. I mean, Frank and I are complete and total opposites. I mean, but we are so alike. We're so alike. We're both passionate. We both some of you guys know our story. Literally 2 years ago, him and I were broke. I had no idea how I was going to feed my family. And that sucked. You got to dig. You got to get into the ugly places to figure out what you want. Is that connecting right here? You got to dig. You got to find out. You got to find out what it is that's going to drive you. I can't even think about that because it gets me right here. You know, when you have a family, how many of you out there have kids? How many of you don't have kids? When you do have kids, I'm going to tell you something. Things change. Something happens in here. Your priorities change. Your family becomes so important. You got to find out what it is that's going to drive you. Because if you don't, you're not going to get there. Okay? Because this shit gets hard. I'm giving it to you real, guys. Everybody that says, this is easy. Oh, yeah. Just do this and you make $1 million. Bullshit. It's not. It's easy, but up here we make it hard. Because as soon as we start to step outside the comfort zone, no, me no likey. And that's what we do. We want to go back to where we're comfortable. So, I guess I should start my slides here. Probably already gone through them all, but. So, let's get into my story a little bit. I got started in 2000 in network marketing. I went to the gas station, was filling up my car, and this dorky, geeky-looking guy walks up to me. You look like a sharp guy. I'm like, thank you. And we start talking, and this is the first time I'd ever been approached on network marketing. And so anyway, he says, I got my own e-commerce business. And I'd really like to talk to you about it. I said, okay. So anyway, I got his card. He calls me like a day later, wanted to meet me at a Denny's restaurant. And I remember thinking in my brain, I hope this guy's not psycho. I really do. I hope this guy is not psycho. So anyway, I went over there. This is before I got married, before I even knew my wife, actually. Met him at the Denny's restaurant. We sat down. He started drawing the circles, showing me the plan. And I remember inside me, I was like, how freaking awesome. I had no idea what a pyramid was. I mean, I like building pyramids. I like pyramids. So anyway, he showed me the plan, and that's where my journey began. And it was that second in that Denny's restaurant that I got the freedom bug because I hated my job. I hated it. I did air conditioning. I was an air conditioning technician. There's nothing worse than dragging tools up onto a roof. Every freaking day. Getting on my knees. My knees have been kind of an issue for me because of all getting on my knees all day, every day, to work on air conditioners. And I was good. I mean, I'm a technical guy, But I hated it. And I remember it was that time that little seed was planted, that I wanted my freedom. So I went along in this company for, I think, close to 3 years, had zero success because my upline was telling me over and over, you got to work on it up here. I'm like, yeah, okay. I got it together, dude. That's what I was thinking. I'm an air conditioning guy. I got a good job, But I didn't get it. I didn't get it. To me, it made no sense. Why do I need to work on it up here? And so I didn't really have much success because I didn't really believe that. So I got out of the industry. I met my wife. We got married. I went along in air conditioning. Went from job to job to job because I realized I was hopping from one job to the next because I was not happy and I was searching for something more. And I knew I wanted my freedom, so I had this bright idea. Honey, you love to do greeting cards. Let's set up a greeting card business. And you make all the handmade greeting cards. I'll be the seller. Yeah, that went over well. I remember we started getting some orders on the website, and I'm like demanding production from my wife. Come on! I felt like I was in a sweatshop, you know. Come on, make the cards. We got 4 orders, and she's working her ass off, you know, and we're making like $1 a card. And I'm like, this is not leverage, you know. And so anyway, got out of that, and what else did I try? A couple other things in there, I forget. But anyway, I got reintroduced to network marketing. Saw a DVD, loved it. I love this industry, home-based business, love it. So I saw it, and I got excited about it again. Got back into the industry, and I think it was like 2006. Got in a company. I was in that company for 4 years. Had some success in it, but that's when I really figured out that I had to start working on it up here. That's when I started figuring it out. The one thing I got from that company was the best education I could have ever gotten, and it was learning that I had to fix myself up here because I had so many fears that were holding me back. So I got out of that company. Well, I was still in that company, and I found My Lead System Pro. And at that same time, I was really going through some major financial hardship. I was like $500,000 in debt with my mortgage, car loans, and I remember I saw my uncle, the guy that owned the trash business, and he said, "Look at you, Marky, you got it all. You got a house, beautiful wife, you got a daughter, and you just living the American dream." I'm like, bullshit. You know, in my head, I'm like, this is a nightmare. You know, it was the worst period, I mean, financially for me. So, but I still had that freedom bug. Remember back in 2000, I had that freedom bug. I wanted my freedom. And I figured out at that time, really, that for me, you know, and believe me, I'm not down and I love this industry. But for me, it has never been about the houses, the cars. You can have all that shit. I want my freedom. Give me a bank full of money and no responsibility, and I'll be one happy camper. If that's your dream, awesome, and I know you'll get it. But if you want your freedom, go for it. Because that right there is what this life's all about. It's too short. We're on this planet. We're on here it's too short. And we're not here to spend the rest of our lives working for somebody, slaving away, paying bills. You know, I see people all the time, some of my closest relatives, and they're working their asses off to have a nice house, nice cars. Give me a 1985 T1000, baby, I am happy. I don't care. So, for me, that's what it's always been about. I want freedom. I want mental freedom because I had all that stuff. And man, maybe one day I'll have that stuff again. But if it comes with a heavy price tag, boy, believe me, I don't want it. That's partly why I moved down to Chile. You know, I moved down there because I needed a fresh start. That's one of the reasons. My wife and I needed to learn to live a simple lifestyle and be grateful for that. And that's why we moved down there. For other reasons, my wife's Chilean. I found her on ChileanWives.com. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My wife is the most incredible person. She really is. I love her incredibly. You know, this morning I woke up and got on Skype to talk to her, and she's like, "Oh, honey, I know you're going to do great." She's like my biggest cheerleader. And she's like, "Call me back when you get your clothes on." That did not sound good. Let me rewind on that. You know? Yeah, oh yeah, it was great. So I get dressed and she's like, "Yep, looks good. Fix your collar there." And I'm backing up. She's like, "Let me see the pants." "Okay, great. You look great." So she's, 7,000 miles away in Chile, and she's making sure I'm looking good for this morning. So she did pretty good, I think. So she's awesome, and she's been my biggest, cheerleader, and I'm so grateful for that. She's awesome. What can I say? I better not talk about that because it gets me every time. So, I told you I got the freedom bug. I am like a serial entrepreneur. And when I told you I was the black sheep of my family, I remember some of my family members. Oh gosh, my brother, I got to tell you this story. Oh, yeah, this is fun. I was in this network marketing company, my first one, and I got my brother on an auto ship for protein bars. Oh yeah, that went over well. Let me tell you. So I get him on this auto ship for protein bars, and he gets the first box, and he's like, dude, these taste like chalk. No, just trust me, you'll get used to it. They're super healthy for you. He's like, whatever, cancel that shit. I didn't cancel it, I wanted him on one more month at least. So I left it, and then the bars came the next month, and he's like, dude, I told you to cancel it. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. A little more PV right there. So my brother, to this day, still doesn't let me live that down. So I went through, and I got in this other company, and I showed him what I was doing in the company. He says, what are you going to do, dude? Get me on some protein bars? I'm like, no, man, this is like a cool service. Yeah. So, yeah, that was like a lead balloon there. Anyway, point is, I've been a serial entrepreneur. I love everything that has to do with business. And that's why I'm saying I'm the black sheep, because my family never thought like that. And so I had a lot of resistance from my family. Why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just live a normal life? I don't know about you, but I don't want to live a normal life, okay? If there's one thing you can tell about me, I am a passionate person. So is my business partner. That's why we work well together. I do want to punch him sometimes, but he knows I love him. But anyway, in 2003, I married the love of my life. She's an amazing woman. I love her so much. In 2006, we had the greatest gift in the world, my daughter. Man, things change. Things change. When you have a kid, I'm saying it again, but man, your priorities change. All you can think about is, I want to provide for them. And that's what really kept me going. Again, shifted my priorities. I don't know if all you guys know this or not, but my wife and I have decided we're moving back to the States. So. Yeah. It wasn't an easy decision. I love it there. I do. Chile's awesome, and it's been an experience. Growing up here, it's a totally different culture. A lot of things are the same. They have McDonald's. Yes, Chile has televisions. Yes, Chile has cars. I get those questions all the time. I'm going to be honest, this is, can I be real with you for a second? Yeah. Okay? I'm American, you guys know that. But we Americans are some ignorant mofos, let me tell you.
Amen.
All right? I'm going to be honest with you, and this is kind of funny. When I met my wife, I was living here in San Diego. And why is it that all of us Americans think that everybody that speaks Spanish is Mexican? And that's what I thought. When I met my wife, I said, oh, nice to meet you. What part of Mexico are you from? And my wife wanted to smack me, because that's how stupid we are sometimes. I'm just being real with you guys. Until you get outside your current environment, you are one dumb motherfucker. Okay? And that's the way I felt. Sorry for my French. I'm not perfect, guys. But here's the truth. I learned a lot living in Chile. And I learned that I had to get out of my comfort zone to do something different. I was willing to step outside into a totally different culture. I still suck at speaking Spanish. Don't try and talk to me in Spanish. I sound like Tarzan in Spanish. I mean, it's really bad. Sí, por favor. You know? I mean, it's bad. But the reality of it is, I was willing to get outside my comfort zone to figure out what I needed to do with my life. And I learned to live a simple life. Chileans are extremely simple people. They don't like complication. And I've taken that part of it, you know, and for me, that's what it's about. So let's move on here. Let me ask you this. I want you guys to close your eyes, please, for a second. And I want you to think to yourself, and I want you to be aware of what happens in your mind when I read this to you, okay? Because I want you to really think about this. Which webinar are you more likely to attend? How to legally game Google to rake in 20 to 35 leads a day on autopilot, revealed. Keep them closed. Or, how to be the master of your own destiny by taking control of your mind and life. Okay? Hold on. Hold that thought for a second. Don't tell me what's politically correct. I don't want to hear that answer. I want you to say, which one got you all fuzzy? The first one? Keep your eyes closed. Who says the first one? Okay. What about the second one? Okay. Man, you guys are good. Do you know, I remember this, back in 2009 when I was in MLSP, and I remember Norbert getting on a webinar and he said, every time we promote some super secret lead generation strategy, we pack it out. But every time we promote a mindset webinar, nobody shows. You know what's funny? The ones that are really going to help you are the ones about mindset. And nobody likes those ones. You know why? Because you got to look in the mirror and it sucks. It sucks ass. No. Stinky ass. It really does. I mean, when you got to look in the mirror and say, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's the hardest thing in the world. But you know what? The ones that walk this stage, you guys know that this is my first real time speaking as a featured speaker. I envisioned this probably 7 years ago, and now it's happening with you guys. And believe me, it took a lot of work to get here. A shit ton, boy. A lot. I had a lot of junk I had to get rid of. Everybody's got their junk. You know, everybody does. And, you know, I'm not here to offend any of you, but I'm a believing man, okay? And I got to thank my Heavenly Father. I'm incredibly grateful. But I had to fix the shit. I got to get over the fear. I had to get over all that stuff so that I could move forward. Because, you know, when Rob Ford talked about when you're a kid and stuff happens to you, words carry so much weight. Do you realize that what you say carries life and death? What you say, the words you say can affect somebody for the rest of their life. So be careful what comes out, because what you say will affect somebody. So, do your words build up or do they break down? So you have to think about that every time something comes out of your mouth. Are you being critical? I'm not opposed to constructive criticism. We all need that. But be careful what you say about somebody because you don't know their situation. And we all have to, realize that. I'm still going through some of those things, figuring them out. But the point of this is your mind is what's most important. I think Diane hit on it a little bit. Well, everybody's been hitting on it, but The main point here is that your greatest tool is between your ears. And until you master that tool, you can get all the software in the world. You can get all the cool tools. Oh, man. Frank and I, you know what we call ourselves? Tool whores. I know that's pretty graphic, guys. Sorry, but that is the truth. I mean, you know, when you're going through, like, you know, trying to learn, I mean, those little software tools get everybody so excited. Oh, guys, I'm going to get 100 leads a day with the software. And then they play with it, and they're like, oh, this sucks. Where's the next tool? And they're looking for the next tool, and they're looking for every little thing outside of where the real stuff needs to happen. You know, it's like inbred in our nature, our human DNA, to look for a solution outside. I want a tool. I want, you know, that's why people, I've seen people get into My Lead System Pro, and it's obvious it works. I mean, my gosh, I'm standing up here, you know? I mean, I'm a product of the product. I'm nothing special, guys. There's nobody in here that can't do what Frank and I have done. You just got to find out what it is that's going to push you. I found it. You see what happens when I talk about my family. The pain is there and it's real. And that is the fuel that'll kick you in the ass in the morning when it says, it's time to get up and do a little bit of marketing. It's time to get up and write a blog post. It's time to get up and make a video and talk about what you really love to do and how you want to inspire people. I love inspiring people. I love that. I want to give you guys a bigger vision for your life, for everything that you want to get out of this life, because you are not here to live mediocre. You're not. And the second you realize that, and the second you dig in and find that little bit of pain, it's like a bruise. And anytime somebody pushes on it, it hurts. You got to find it. What's it going to take for you to reach success? What's it going to take? How far are you willing to dig? Are you willing to dig until you find the smelly, rotten eggs and then get them out? Most people aren't willing to do that. Are you? Here's another big thing. Do you have a disconnect between gaining knowledge and actually doing something with it? I do. I got to deal with it all the time. I mean, how many get into training and they think, oh, I'm so overwhelmed? Yeah. Good. You're supposed to be overwhelmed. When you're learning something new, you're going to feel overwhelmed. It's not that hard. I mean, when you went to college and you were learning calculus, we were like, oh yeah, this is so freaking easy. You know? You know? I mean, I was born for this shit, you know? I mean, who thinks that about calculus, you know? Yeah, well, sorry. Steve. Where are you, Jaffe? All right. Steve Jaffe was born with a calculator. You guys don't know that, but, you know. I talked to him one time on Skype. The first time I ever talked to him, within 5 minutes, I knew my cost per lead. I knew like my cost per sign up, and I was like, I worship you, dude. You're amazing. I mean, it's like you throw some numbers at him, and his eyes kind of roll back, and he's like, he's like, that'll be 47.23 to the decimal 47. That's your cost per click, dude. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Steve Jaffe's awesome, man. That presentation yesterday was freaking awesome. But do you have a disconnect between knowledge and doing something with it? Sometimes the overwhelm, I understand that. But you don't use that as an excuse. Yeah? Don't use it as an excuse. Step back, take it step by step by step. Part of the reason you get overwhelmed too is you got information constipation. You're taking in too much and you're not releasing. How my mind works sometimes, I have no idea. I put my foot in my mouth all the time. My wife's like, huh? Anyway, The point is that it's like a glass of water. The more you put into it, what's going to happen? Eventually, it's going to start overflowing. You got to drink some of it to make room. That's what you got to do with some of the information you're getting here. Quit feeling overwhelmed and start doing something. Even if you're not doing it perfect, so what? Who cares? You can make mistakes here. A lot of us are so afraid to make mistakes because we can't do that in the corporate world. We're so afraid. We have so much fear about making mistakes. No, I got to have one more webinar. I got to have one more training. And it's fear. Let's talk about this. Look at this, fear. This is off Wikipedia. I just pulled it up. Fear is an emotion induced by a perceived threat that causes entities to quickly pull far away from it and usually hide. It is a basic survival mechanism occurring in response to specific stimulus, such as a pain or a threat of danger. In short, fear is the ability to recognize danger leading to an urge to confront it or flee from it, also known as the fight or flight response. But in extreme cases of fear, horror, and terror, a freeze or paralysis response is possible. Pretty clear. Fear holds people back from everything. Everything. Doesn't matter. Could be a successful relationship, a marriage, a marketing strategy. Oh yeah, video, I see it all the time. People are like, oh gosh, I got to put makeup on and I got to, I'm not the thinnest guy in the world. I got a lot to love, That's what I tell my wife. You love it, honey. But the truth is, when you do video, you're going to open yourself up for some criticism. It's a guaranteed. On YouTube, oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's some good ones, man. The good ones, the good comments. But you know what? You got to get to a point where you say, I don't give a shit what you say about me.
Yeah.
I am pursuing my dream. What are you doing? You sitting back on your computer, tough guy, Let's meet outside YouTube, pal. What causes our fear? Fear of rejection. Who here loves being rejected? Oh yeah, we got a couple. Nobody likes it, really. The truth is, none of us like it. We all want to be accepted. But guess what? If you sit there and think that being accepted by everybody is going to get you where you want to go, you're sorely mistaken. Think about some of the biggest and most polarizing people in history. Think about them. They had some lovers and they had some haters. It was inevitable. When you have a vision and you're going somewhere, you are going to have haters. Mark my words. I think most of you guys know I'm a pretty humble guy. I'm a pretty nice guy. I think so. But believe me, I have some critics too. And that's what I say. You got to get that attitude, guys. You really do. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. Fear of success holds people back. What am I going to do once I get the success? And I got to move here. I only got 4 minutes left. Fear of failure. People are so afraid to fail because in corporate world, time is money. Too many mistakes, you're canned. So we carry that junk over into the entrepreneurial space, in the home business space, and that holds us back. Fear of responsibilities, negative self-talk, fear of what others will think. Oh man, that is a big one. Who cares what other people think? Are they paying your bills? Are they taking care of your family? No. So who gives a damn? Until you're willing to pay my power bill, don't come talking to me. Successful people feel fear and do it anyway. Get out of your own head and step into life. You can do this. You just need to take action and correct yourself along the way. So let's change gears. I want to finish up here with a few video marketing tips, okay? I appreciate you guys listening to my rants, my whatevers, but it's been a privilege to talk with you here. But here's a big one, okay? I'm going to give you some video marketing. I'm going to switch into marketing just for a second here. But with this, how many of you guys know that YouTube has been making some changes? Yeah? Some of you? Yeah. There's a big one. And I saw a huge drop in some of my lead conversions, and I want to give you this because it's a big deal. Here's a video, okay? It's going to be a short video. I want you to look right here. You see the link there in the description? Okay? Now, I'm about at the end of the video here. I want you to watch this. Watch what happens. Okay? Here we go. Watch the link in the description. Watch it as soon as the video ends. Boop. Link gone. Oh yeah, I saw my leads dip. I saw about 250 hits to my capture page on a daily basis, went to about 90 to 100 because of that. That one little switch. So, what are some things that you can do? Number one, you can add an external annotation onto your video, okay? And what you can do is associate a website with your channel, okay? By doing that, you can make your annotations clickable with a call to action on them. Okay? I recommend you put your annotation on your video around the 2-minute mark. Okay? The reason being is because viewership tends to go down at the 2-minute mark. Okay? That's when people start falling off your video. So you want to try and grab them before that. Okay? I'm giving you some quick tips. I got 2 minutes here. So learn the external annotations. They're a big deal. And now you've got the ability to add that in and make them clickable, going straight to a capture page if you choose. So, essentials real quick in creating good videos. Frank hit on a lot of this yesterday. Just want to hit it real quick, but keyword selection on your videos is huge, okay? You've got to find out what your purpose is for making the video. Essential. You know, just making a video, I mean, I've seen guys say I made over 100 videos, was getting no leads from none of it. I had one lady contact me a few weeks back. I've made 150 videos and I get 0 leads. You know why? Because there's no purpose to the video. You're not zeroing in on a specific reason for doing it. If people are searching for something, you want to give them what they're searching for. Okay? Big deal. Keyword selection. Intro. You know, you got about 15 seconds to catch their attention. Frank's awesome at it. Content. Again, when you're creating your videos, keep it on topic. If somebody's searching for MLM recruiting tips, don't tell them about the best business opportunity in the world. Okay? Give them what they're looking for. Give them some tips. It's very simple. Go in the back office, watch Ray Higdon's training on recruiting, grab a couple, and go share them on a video. Okay? It's that easy. It's not difficult. You got everything you need in MLSP. It's all there. There's so many trainings that you can grab a couple tips and make an awesome video around it. Okay? So give them what they're asking for. Call to action, super important, critical to the overall success of your video. You want to make sure that at the end of that video, you tell them what to do next. And don't be afraid to tell them what to do. I've watched people, and they make videos, and they do so great, and they get to the call to action, and I can see them start twitching. And they start foaming, you know, because they're so afraid to, like, I don't want to be rude, you know, I'm going to be politically correct, you know. Listen, it's very easy. You know, all you do is just say, now what you're going to do is you're going to click the link, and you're going to put your name and email in the form. And I'm going to send you this. So do that right now. Click that link, and I'll see you on the inside. It's that simple. It's that easy. If they don't like you, so what? Who cares? Are they paying your bill? Nope. So tell them what to do. Don't be afraid, okay? Guys, this concludes my talk, but listen, this is a free gift for you. I put together a little checklist for you. It'll help you. Write it down. There's no opt-in. There's nothing like that. You just go there, you click that, you'll download it right from that link, okay? Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this. I shared a lot of my story. Hopefully, you guys have learned that your biggest success, your biggest work that you need to make is in here, because that is what's going to contribute to your success. It's not a tool. It's not My Lead System Pro. They can certainly help, and that's why you're here. But you've got to get it right up here if you're going to get where you want to go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming here. I respect every one of you.